Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are very pleased to have in the studio with us today Scott Silber. He's the executive director of the Allgire Foundation. Scott, how you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. What's the mission of the foundation?
The mission is to transform lives through opportunities and essentially give affordable housing residents a little something extra to give them a notch up.
So, and you do that by how?
We do it a couple of different ways. First, we offer scholarships to residents of affordable housing or anyone who wants to make an impact in affordable housing communities. And our goal is to just transform lives through education. That's number one. Number two, we do it through care packages of different foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, or canned goods and different types of things. And the third way we do it, which is really why we started the foundation, is to give residents who move into a new affordable housing community some of the things that we take for granted, some of the essentials: pots, pans, plates, cutlery, cleaning supplies, laundry supplies, things of that sort.
So how do you classify an affordable housing community?
An affordable housing community is something that, for residents of San Diego who are not at the area median income, they're slightly below that at different levels, they qualify for affordable housing.
Okay, right. And when they do this, is there a certain limit of how much income they can be bringing in? It has to hit that, how much, or for a family of four, what is that number?
So the answer is yes. For different families, depending on the community,
right,
it's a percentage of the area median income.
Right.
There are affordable housing communities that are as low as 50%, 20%, it just depends. That's the cap that you are allowed to make in order to qualify for affordable housing.
Right. And is there a waiting list, I imagine?
There is a waiting list on most affordable housing communities that is very, very long because
I know
the unfortunate situation that San Diego and California is in with a lack of affordable housing.
I know, and that's it's huge. You can't go one day without hearing it on the radio or watching it on TV or reading it in the newspaper in that aspect. So first of all, thank you folks for working on that aspect of it. Is there any light to the end of the tunnel on this?
There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You have to find that light. But with different options that our governor is doing and local communities, HUD on a federal level, there is funding out there. So once you can find that dirt, which is very scarce to find,
right,
through the county or the city or just purchase it, there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Right.
So now we got a family that's moved into one of these housing units. Are they a variety of them, or some of them, single family homes where they're not connected? Are some of them condos? Are some of them townhouses? All of the above?
All of the above. And for us at Allgire General Contractors, we build apartment communities, multifamily.
Gotcha.
So that's been our focus with our clients, and the Allgire Foundation is an extension of that. So most of what we're dealing with is apartment communities, although there are other communities that are out there that do touch single-family homes or mobile homes or others. The lion's share are going to be apartment communities.
Right, exactly. And are these communities just sort of, throughout all of San Diego County, or are they concentrated in different areas?
They're concentrated everywhere.
Right.
So from the tip of North County, Fallbrook,
right.
And all the way down to San Ysidro, the coast out to Lakeside and beyond.
Right, exactly. So now somebody's in one of these housing communities, and then the foundation jumps in, and do you assess their needs, and all the needs a little bit different, or are they a lot of them the same?
So there's a lot of excellent organizations that are out there that do more of that. What we do as an organization, as Allgire General Contractors, when we were building affordable housing communities, we would see some of the things that we wanted to try and help with. And that's where we came up with the idea of these move-in kits. When we build a community as a general contractor, sometimes we just kind of leave and then we say later, I built that, as we drive past it 10 years later.
Right.
We wanted to do more. So what we did was, as we recognized as folks were moving in, they didn't have some of the things that we take for granted. So that's where we focus. We get together with the owners of affordable housing communities, whether Allgire General Contractors built it or not, doesn't matter.
Right.
And if they tell us, hey, we have a new community, it's 100 units, it's opening in December of 2022, we'll do our best to put together some move-in kits of whatever we can put together, laundry baskets, laundry supplies, cleaning supplies, food, cups, plates, all those sorts of things, and have them for residents when they move in so they have something nice. They can really make their new house more of a home.
Right. Are any of it involved furniture as well?
We don't do anything with furniture, although there's some great organizations that are out there that do.
They're partnered together. Okay, so you do you do food at all, or is that mainly left to the food banks and so forth?
It is mainly left to the food banks, but what we do a couple of times a year is we want to let residents of affordable housing know that we're thinking of them. So we do a couple of different drives, one being Smiles for Miles, which we just completed here in November, and we're still making deliveries to 15,000 different doors or residents of affordable housing communities in over 150 affordable housing communities all throughout San Diego County. And then in the spring, we do something called Spring Harvest, which you don't harvest in the spring, you harvest in the fall, but it just sounded better.
Right.
So we do Spring Harvest, where we try to do something to bring attention to food insecurities and the lack of ability to get fresh fruits and vegetables. And so last year we did 10,000 residents of affordable housing communities, again, about 120 affordable housing communities. This year, next year, I should say, we're going to try to bump that up to 15,000 again.
That's terrific. Is there a certain type of sort of a wellness package or a care package that is more popular than the others? You brought up a great example of, let's say, laundry surprise, a laundry basket, and whatever else that comes with that. Are there ones that are more popular than others?
For us, we find that we try to give them anything that's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So if we can find a great opportunity to get a bunch of different types of plates, whether they're big plates, small plates, that's what we'll find. It's kind of a hodgepodge, if you will.
Sure.
But what we end up doing is making sure that laundry basket is filled with laundry supplies. There's cleaning basket or cleaning supplies are in there. And the different, like I said, kitchenware and different things that we all take for granted. So the answer is, I don't know if there's one that's more popular or not,
right.
But we do our best to give as much as we can.
Right, we're chatting with Scott Silber. He's the executive director of the Allgire Foundation. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. Brought to you by Mission-Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for 60 years. Yeah, when you think about it, it's so true. You guys are just spot on. It's a lot of things that people take for granted that have the resources that you just don't think twice about. But we all know for those families that are struggling, and there's a lot of them that are through no fault of their own, it's just the way we are. Every dollar you save by not spending it on X goes to Y, whether it's food for the kids or it's shoes for the kids and whatever. So that's terrific that you folks are doing that. You mentioned that you do offer scholarships to local seniors.
Well, we offer scholarships not just to seniors,
right.
Anyone and everyone who is looking to better themselves through education, whether that's a four-year university, it's a trade school, community college, anything and everything is what we would offer those scholarships to. And we've done 2 rounds of scholarships so far, offering close to $40,000 in the name of different memorial scholarships and different scholarships that we've created to give to folks, again, 4-year community, 4-year college, 2-year community college, whatever it may be.
Right. And those are the ones that come through, the ones that are living in these affordable housing communities, correct?
We don't just limit it to anyone living in affordable housing communities. We offer these scholarships to anyone that's been impacted by affordable housing. Maybe they want to make a difference and give back through getting a public education or a public degree so that they could give back. Or we've found most of the recipients happen to be residents of affordable housing.
Right, exactly. How long has the foundation been in business?
So the foundation's been in business for about 2 years, and we started it as part of an extension of Allgire General Contractors. When Rick and Marianne Allgire retired on January 1st, 2020, when they sold their company to their son, we decided, what are we going to give these guys as a gift? A gold watch, maybe a plaque, a picture. We decided we were going to create a legacy gift, and that's where the team members of Allgire General Contractors got together and formed the Allgire Foundation as a nonprofit to give back to affordable housing in the same way that affordable housing had given so much to Allgire General Contractors over the years in the form of roofs over our heads, cars in our garages, kids through college, and the like.
So is there an Allgire Foundation? Do you do work outside of San Diego County or pretty much just in San Diego?
We do work in San Diego County. We have not really extended that beyond because all of the clients that Allgire General Contractors has is in San Diego, although we do work elsewhere as well, Riverside, Imperial Valley.
Right.
But the lion's share of what we do is here in San Diego County because this is where we live, this is where we work, this is where we play, and this is where we want to give back. And it allows our team members at Allgire General Contractors to be able to go out into their own communities, whether they live in Escondido or they live in San Diego or Carlsbad or everywhere in between. They're able to give back to exactly where they live, work, and play.
That's great. We're chatting with Scott Silber, Executive Director of the Allgire Foundation. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. When we come back from break, Scott, I want to think about what our listeners can do to support your efforts, whichever way they can in that aspect of it. We have a lot of connections to different organizations. We mentioned like some of them, San Diego Food Bank or serving seniors and so forth. So whatever our listeners can do to support what you're doing, and some of the challenges you see as we move forward in this area. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
We're going to be right back from Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Cloudcast Media and Mission Fed Credit Union. Been doing great things in San Diego for more than 60 years. We'll be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are joined by Scott Silber. He's the Executive Director of the Allgire Foundation, dedicated to empowering people who are impacted by the lack of affordable housing, providing them with care packages when they move into these affordable housing units. We were chatting, Scott, right before break about what our listeners can do to support your efforts, and you and I chatting off break about you got some really specific areas where we can help out.
Absolutely. First and foremost, we need money. Money is something that helps us put together these care packages, put together move-in kits, offer scholarships. So they can go to allgirefoundation.org. There's an easy way to donate. We would love to have folks participate in that regard. But if money's tight and you're not able to do that, we always welcome volunteers at our different events, whether that be putting together care packages, helping us deliver, lots of different ways for people to get involved without spending a penny. And the other major way for us is finding partners to help us with some of the things that we're giving out. So for example, for our Smiles for Miles campaign that we just completed, or in the process of completing as we're still delivering. We partnered up with Costco Business Center in San Marcos to source all of the 12 food items. They did everything for us. We paid for it, but they got everything together for us, delivered it to us, made it so easy. And it's partners like that in the community that we really are seeking out so that we can find a better way, a more efficient way, a more inexpensive way to do what we do.
Right. Have you thought about working, maybe you probably thought about 40 million things for that matter, but, so someone's just moved into an affordable housing unit, and thanks to you, they've gotten a nice care package of whatever that is. But how about offering services like maybe working with a contractor or a cabinet maker or someone to say, hey, it would be nice if they built something here, and work with the person that just moved into some place?
So for us, there are great organizations that are already out there that do those wonderful things. We decided to focus on something a little bit more that's up our alley as a general contractor.
Right.
Who, you're right, we could do those things.
Right.
But there are some great organizations that work directly with a lot of the owners of affordable housing communities to do that. That's just not something we do.
Right. But if somebody was reaching out to you and say, listen, I love what these guys are doing. Good for you, Allgire, for getting involved. I'm a cabinet maker, I'm a contractor. I'd be happy to go to, Scott Silber's house, and if they have any need, or if you know of a family that has a need to have some shelves built, I'm making up stuff now. Would that be something you might have been interested in, possibly?
If anyone called, I'll always do my best to find a great organization for them to participate with, whether it's Habitat for Humanity. There's lots of different folks out there.
Right.
We have wonderful trade partners at Allgire General Contractors that help us through financial support, or they'll come out with a team of people to help us put together care packages. So there's lots of different ways to do that. But if someone ever called or emailed me, I'd certainly send them in the right direction.
Yeah, because someone like me who doesn't know how 2 tin cans and a string work wouldn't do any good. But for some people who are very handy and say, almost like you're talking about Habitat for Humanity type, I'd be happy to build some things. And what you and I were talking about before, so critical that every dollar that can be saved toward one thing goes to another in that aspect as well. What do you see as some of the challenges moving forward?
The challenges, I think, are pretty clear for affordable housing in general, and that is the lack of affordable housing is the challenge. Finding the right places to put it, finding the right packages to put together, and as far as financing and different things. For us as a nonprofit, the challenge is simple: getting bigger, doing more, and not finding it too difficult to do that with the great team that we have at Allgire General Contractors. They want to donate their time, so it gives them a little something extra as a team member, rather than spending their weekend laying in front of the couch or on their phone checking out the latest Instagram. They can help us through other means. So we are blessed to have that sort of team.
Are there any organizations that are doing something similar to what you're doing?
There are other organizations that are absolutely doing something similar to us as far as whether it be food or anything like that. What we focus on is something a little bit different. It's really just doing something as a general contractor, being able to amass the team of subcontractors, which we call trade partners, and the community, bringing those people together. We've got great connections, so we're able to do it a little bit differently than what some of the other wonderful organizations in San Diego are doing.
Right, exactly. And is anyone doing, it's a great concept you guys have. Are there other groups doing this outside of San Diego County? Are people doing this in Washington and Oregon, to the best of your knowledge?
Best of my knowledge, I'm going to say there are organizations that are similar in every locality that are doing their best to try to lend a hand to affordable housing communities and do what they do.
Yeah, but what I like about what you do, you guys build affordable housing communities, right? And now you're the experts in this because you can now give back to those communities, And I'm not sure if there are other groups that build affordable housing communities in other parts of the state that do the same thing. So good for you for doing that.
Well, we appreciate that, and we'd like to think that our brethren of other general contractors are also doing something similar.
Right, exactly. So if you were to wave the magic wand, okay, and you can do whatever you want with this magic wand, okay, in terms of the business that the contractors do and, of course, the foundation, what would that magic wand do?
The magic wand would wipe out the dearth of dirt that we have in San Diego County and the difficulties with financing so that we could build more affordable housing and put more roofs over more people's heads.
Is that more of a legislative thing to do? Is it a political thing? Is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both, and so much more.
Right, exactly. Well, listen, I think anybody knows, again, unless you've been an ostrich or you've been in the space station Mir, that there's been an issue with affordable housing in San Diego County, not just us, obviously, in other parts of California as well, and for that part, probably in a lot of urban areas, but especially here. And I think what exasperates it is the fact that we have a pretty cool place to live in San Diego for many different reasons, and people that are here don't want to leave, but may have to because of this. And so I think that's terrific. Do you have any spots that you're looking at, or do you pretty much exasperated all of the affordable housing areas at this point?
So as a general contractor, we leave that to the smart developers who sometimes go 20 years in working on a particular project, or 10 years or 5 years, whatever it may be. We leave that to the smart folks. We're just a couple of dumb general contractors.
Yeah, I'm not sure you guys are so dumb, but I think that you're very, very beneficial and heartfelt to the community. Again, chatting with Scott Silber. He's the executive director of the Allgire Foundation. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. So how do people get a hold of you?
Allgirefoundation.org is our website. My email and different ways to get a hold of me are right there on that website. Very easy to follow, and it also gives a good detailed description of what we do, how we do it, what's coming up, and things of that sort.
That's great. So if people want to get engaged, if they have any questions about how they can engage, shoot you an email, find out. You'll point them in the right direction. If it doesn't work exactly how they look at it, you'll find some other folks that may be able to execute it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's good. Any final comments?
My only final comment is sometimes all it takes is just donating a little bit of time. Even if you don't have money to donate, time, putting that towards something positive on a weekend, a few hours here and there, makes a big difference.
Yeah, I want to amplify that. That's sort of been our bread and butter since we've been doing the show since 2007. Scott, you're just spot on. We talk to people about there's no such thing as a donation too small, and there's no such thing as time being spent to volunteer that's too little. If you got an hour, we'll take an hour. If you got $5, we'll take $5. Maybe next month it's $10. Maybe it's 2 hours next month, and so forth. So you're absolutely spot on. Scott, just wishing you and the foundation nothing but great success, and maybe the next time we have you on, you say, Drew, remember I told you we did $40,000 in scholarships? We're now up to $250,000. How's that sound?
Well, let's do that in the spring.
Okay, you know what? We are going to do that in the spring. We'll make sure to do that. Scott, enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet. We've been chatting with Scott Silber, executive director of the Allgire Foundation. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show here on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.